All right, guys, we'll be back in this thing once again. I took some of you guys' advice yesterday and during the holiday and went and got me a drink, had me several drinks. After watching some of this football that I seen this past weekend, I couldn't take it no more. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But guys, we're gonna have us some fun again. Once again today, we're gonna have some fun. Hey, coach gonna give you a little bit more energy with this thing. Cause I know yesterday I'm like, dang, coach, this thing really got you down. Boy, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When you see when you love something as much as I love football, and you see some of the things that's going on, it makes you wonder, like, what are we doing? And you have to. Sometimes you gotta let that, let it out, because if you don't let it out, you start getting infuriated, and then it's just like you all over the place with stuff. And I'm kind of getting in that space right now because it's taking me back to where I really don't want to go. But guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, we had some great football this past weekend with some HBCU programs that really got out there and did some things. So I'm gonna do a couple of takeaways from some of these games that I did, get a chance to check in on and see exactly what they had popping out there on the field as far as what we can expect from them this upcoming season. With them getting out there competing in the SIAC, the MEAC, as well as the SWAC. I caught a little bit of a CIAA game. I may speak on that one probably in the next episode, but I just wanted to make sure I go ahead, drop this off to you guys to keep this train going so that you guys know Coach is back in this thing. We here. Coaches are part of the HBCU fabric. I don't want y'all to think anything other than that. Yes, I do have some outside business things that's going on that require me to step away and talk about other stuff. So y'all forgive Coach for that. But like I said, hey, when you come in and do a little something that people like, hey, they try to maneuver you how they can. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and get on in this thing right after this. Always your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap me in the friend to tell them to come on in. It's not but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get on in this thing. Because they're like, Coach, what's going on? Well, hold on. First, I got to see if my co-host here, Mr. Knox, you going to come up here so the people can see you? Knox. Oh, I guess you chilling today. I'm gonna let you go and sit where you at then. Hey, my co-host down here, he don't want to get up here and do his job, but he gonna want the milky bones, once I get off the air, once I get done doing the show, he gonna want his treat. So, he can show, talk like he really did something. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna leave Knox where he at right now. We'll get back to that later on. But guys, the first game I want to talk about is the Miles College versus the University of Western Alabama Tigers football game. Listen, Miles College will actually, I believe they play Alabama State next week. Miles College is a scrappy bunch out there, to say the least. I got to give those young men credit. They were down early in the game, 10-0. They ended up fighting back in this game, in which they got the lead. Was it early in the fourth quarter, which they was up 15-13. They ended up losing the game 15-16 on a late field goal. Got to give Coach Shade and his coaching staff their props. They definitely made sure they got those young men out there to compete on the field and do the things that they need to do. Cameron Ivory had a fantastic game in which he threw the ball 34 times, complete 17 for 211 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also, Cameron Ivory was the leading rusher for the team as well, in which he had 11 rushes for 44 yards in the game also. But guys, I'll say this. Frank Pierre caught a 41-yard pass from Mr. Ivory out there on the field, which he caught a touchdown pass in that game also. And also you had Jaquil Fells, who caught another touchdown pass also. But guys, like I stated before, these young men are not going to come into Alabama State and sit down and just allow them to just do whatever it is that they want to do to them. If Alabama State come out there with that rec football playbook again this upcoming week, trust to believe Miles College and the coaching staff is going to be ready for it, and they're going to look to go ahead and bounce their behinds at home. And it could get real ugly for Coach Eddie Robinson real early this season. But, hey, if this is what we got going on, then it is what it is. But I'll say this. I hope Andrew Body is not injured. I'm hearing the rumblings that there may be something going on. I don't know for sure, so I'm not going to speak on that. I'll wait to see how everything turns out. But the next game we got going on here, FAMU Rattlers versus South Carolina State University. Now, that was a daggone good game. I like the fact that Coach Shinisberry had South Carolina State ready to come in there and compete against the FAMU Rattlers, in which If you didn't know, South Carolina State was the last team to beat FAMU in the brag back in 2018. So, you know, they had that mojo going for them to see if they're going to be able to knock them off in this game, in this home game, in which they fell a little short in this game. They actually had an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter, which Daniel Richardson brought them boys back, throwing 2 touchdown passes to his tight ends out there on the field. Like I stated before, South Carolina State couldn't find a way to put more points on the board to extend their lead, making sure that FAMU was not able to recover and get back in this game. Daniel Richardson did find a way to deliver those passes to his tight ends, as I stated previously, to Kobe Gross and Carter Johnson, who scored the last 14 points to help the Rattlers win the football game. FAMU extends their winning record to 21 at the brag, 21 straight, that is, at the brag. And South Carolina State, they're going to wait another 2 years to come back and play at the brag to try and knock them off if they're able to continue to keep running that streak beyond, I believe, was it the highest streak that was out there was 25 games by, who was it? Shoot. I'll put the tag up there for everybody to see who the last time it was that ran up consecutive home games up to 25, and then they ended up losing the 26th home game. So FAMU could very well break that record this year. We could very well see that happen. So we're going to sit back and watch and see how all of that turns out, and, you know, wish them the best of luck. Right now they're 2-0. They play Miami this upcoming week. Clark Atlanta University versus Fort Valley. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Clark Atlanta University went 0-10 last year, and nobody in the world expected them to go into Fort Valley and knock Fort Valley off this past weekend. Matter of fact, funny thing was they had they had a quarterback out there that went dumb on everybody. And when I say dumb, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a good way, because the young man threw for 7 daggone touchdowns in the game. Now, the last time I believe, and hey guys, let me know if I'm wrong, but the last time Clark Atlanta was able to beat Fort Valley was back in 2018. Now, some of y'all might be saying, "Oh, Coach, that ain't nothing. 2018? I mean, really, dog? I mean, we talking about 2018. Hey, bro, I'm just giving you a little history, that's all. But I'm just saying, listen, when your quarterback throws 7 touchdowns in a game, you got to give this young man a pat on his back and say, hey, sir, job well done. Fort Valley had, matter of fact, what's so funny is Fort Valley had a 1-point lead at the half, in which you had Clark Atlanta come back out, and it was like they was trading blows as far as who was going to score points out there on the field. And then all of a sudden, Fort Valley found a way to turn, Clark Atlanta found a way to turn Fort Valley over, or 2 interceptions by the defensive back. I forget the young man's name. Please forgive me, son. But, hey, you played one phenomenal game. I just got to give you that. You played one hell of a game. I got to drop his name up here in the card as well, saluting him on what he was able to do out there on the field. But Fort Valley tried to get back in this game, tried to extend that winning streak. It didn't happen for them, in which they scored the last 14 points of the game to get within 3 points, and they weren't able to successfully get the W. But again, David Wright, like I said before, the young man, he threw the ball 31 times, completing 23 for 423 yards, 7 touchdowns. Jamal Jones caught multiple touchdown passes from him. He had 7 receptions for 136 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Armand Harris had 7 catches for 118 yards, 2 touchdown passes. And Virgil Young, he had 4 receptions, 84 yards, 2 touchdown passes. As you can see, as y'all can see, the lucky number must be 222. So y'all might want to go play that in the lottery today. Because, again, Clark Atlanta, they showed up and showed out. You got to give Coach Keaton and his coaching staff their props. They got out there, had those young men ready to play. And it's all, you know what, when you look at the sideline, looking at those young men out there on the field playing, you can tell there's a different air about them. As far as when they're coming in the game, they look like they had that oomph about them. Like, you know what, we're going to come in here, we're gonna scratch and claw, we're going to fight you till there's no more time left on the clock. Matter of fact, it was at one point in time where Wright got upset with the coaching staff when they was moving the ball on Fort Valley State. This young man wanted to go for it on 4th down, man. I love the competitiveness in that young man, because it just showed that he wanted to get out there and make something shake to make sure that his team was able to get out there and do some things to win that game. Now, this game here I'm going to talk about, I got to talk about this Texas Southern game. I got to be honest with you. Hey, no one saw Texas Southern coming out of, no one saw this coming from Texas Southern. I'm just going to be honest with you. Everyone thought that Chris Dishman was going to get over there with the Texas Southern football team, and it's just going to be up in smoke. And it's going to be up in smoke and one of those 0-11 type seasons. And guess what? Coach Dishman and his coaching staff said, guess what? Screw y'all. I'm going to show y'all what I can do with these athletes. We're going to get out here. We're going to get prepared. We're going to come out here. We're going to play. And we're going to crack some heads. And normally, I think I said this last season that whoever wins that State Fair Classic is going to be the team that's going to win the West. Now, PV, y'all was doing a lot of smack talking, boy, in the comments talking about, hey, we need to give y'all respect and we need to do this, we need to do that. Y'all couldn't score a touchdown against them folks. Y'all are a field goal kicking out there, boy. It's good field goal kicking out there, boy. So I know some of y'all like, Coach, come on, Coach, don't do us like that. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying, listen, it's going to be some great football this season. I love what I'm seeing out here with everybody. They want to get out here and compete and make it shake. And that's what I want to see. You heard me say make something shake. I want to see something shake every week. I don't want to see this pansy football that I saw the other day. Look, wait, let me stop because I'm about to go back in that place again. And it's too early in the morning to be talking about where the happy hour at. So I'm not going to do it. But I want to see some great football out here this upcoming season with all of the teams out here competing, make some things happen as far as putting their teams in position to win games. If you don't even put your team in a position to win a game, at least get out here and show that you can fight. And not only that, fans, make sure y'all show up to these daggone games and fill up these stadiums, guys. Hey, they got us on TV now, for the world to see exactly what's going on. If we not going to put no butts in the stands, guess what? That's making us look bad. It makes the product look like it's something that no one wants. So let's get ourselves out there to the daggone games and make some things happen. Coach is about to start getting some things moved around here so I can get there myself. I had a lot going on. Like I said, for the past 2 years, I'd had a lot going on. So now everything is out the way. It's time to go ahead and position some things for me to get my behind back out here to these games. I'm not doing as much coaching as I was before. So guess what? Yeah, it's time to turn up. Y'all gonna see Coach popping up in a couple of spots. So don't trip if you see me. Just come on over and holler. Just say, what's up, Coach? We can take pictures, whatever it is you want to do. We can shoot the breeze. Hey, I'm down for whatever, guys. But you know what? All the coaches looking to do is have a good time and talk a little trash out there on the field. Just have a good time. That's all Coach on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about. But guys, again, Texas Southern got out there and gave they gave Prairie View that business. And as I stated before, y'all gonna learn. We all gonna learn to quit underestimating folks and understand exactly what's going on. But I got to be honest with you. Salute to Coach Dishman and his coaching staff over there. Like I said, PV jumped out this game early, kicked the early field goal in the game. You had Texas Southern come back. They ripped off, 13 points? Excuse me. They ripped off 13 points unanswered against Prairie View in this game. And with Prairie View, when they finally was able to get themselves going, they kicked the field goal late in the second quarter, I believe, like right before the half. And like I stated before, Prairie View was able to get another field goal that they kicked in the third quarter. And after that, Texas Southern went on another 14-0 run. So Texas Southern got some things working over there. I mean, they're putting it together as far as exactly what they're looking to do. And they're looking to come out there and punch you in your mouth and just play some hard-nosed football. KJ Cooper, he threw the ball 29 times, complete 19 for 180 yards, 1 touchdown. PV, they used 2 different quarterbacks out there on the field. You had Cameron Peters, who threw the ball 20 times, completing 10 for 111 yards. He got sacked 2 times. Lucas Coley threw the ball 20 times, completing 8 for 108 yards. He got sacked 4 times in the game. So, and not only that, but PV, they couldn't get their running game going. Danny Green Jr. for Texas Southern was averaging 5.4 yards per carry on 15 rushes for 81 yards. So, guys, you got to understand. And not only that, let me put this into perspective as well. KJ Cooper, who's the quarterback, to do a threat quarterback out there in the field, that young man can pull that ball down and run it as well. He ran the ball 6 times for 52 yards in the game, averaging 8.7 yards per carry. Now, there's another coach out there that can take a look, take a look. Hey, look at the stat sheet and see exactly how you run your quarterback out there on the field. Not 15 freaking. See, look. See, I'm going back. I'm going back to that place. Jesus help me, Lord, please, just get me right. But we gonna move on. I digress. Let me digress. But this last game here, I got to talk about the last game. The last game, the word for me in this game here, watching this game, I got to give them the flowers. I got to give them the flowers because honestly, truly, I will say this. I have several words that I'm gonna use for this game: intensity, finish. Intensity, finish. Jackson State versus ULM. ULM held the lead for a little bit in that game early on. Jackson State fought back to tie the game up 14-all at the half. Now, Jackson State had opportunities to win this game. Didn't finish. You got General Booty. Yeah, you heard me. General Booty threw the ball 14 times, completing 10 for 104 yards and one damn touchdown. The issue was Ahmad Hardy just went unconscious. A lot of times we didn't. A lot of times Jackson State got a little lost in the sauce as far as on the edges, trying to make sure they contain the edge. Sometimes it's going, they was knifing a little bit on certain plays, which kind of left me a little shaken as far as like, guys, okay, what exactly what are we doing? Because the containment, if there's supposed to be containment on the outside, it wasn't there. I've always been one that said, you come up the field, you make sure you stiff arm that daggone, that lineman inside with your inside shoulder, keep your outside shoulder free so you can see everything that's coming at you if something is coming your way, and then you can pursue to where you need to go. There's a couple times that I didn't see that, in which, Mr. Hardy was able to break wide and do what he needed to do rushing the ball. For the most part, that was their means of trying to keep the Jackson State offense off the field. They used Hardy to run the ball. Not only that, but when Jackson State had opportunity to put points on the board, they just didn't do it. And that was something that was a little frustrating to me, because I was just like, guys, come on, you can get this game. This game is within your reach. You allowed them to score 16 unanswered points in the game, which for the life of me, I'm like, this team ain't better than y'all. They're not better than y'all. Now, some folks will say that the quarterback had a rough day at the office. I mean, Jacoby Morgan, he threw the ball 28 times, completed 23, 228 yards, one touchdown, one interception. They were able to punch that interception in for points to get them, add points to the board for them to go ahead and score. Now, Jonas Forteling, that 41-yard catch, oh my God. That young man, that was one beautiful catch that young man had in that game. I got to get, like I said, young man the flowers on that. Not only that, but Mr. Ahmad Aubrey running that rock, that kid there is going to be special. Matter of fact, not going to be. That kid there is special. He got the ball 9 times, rushed for 46 yards in the game, averaging 5.1 yards per carry. I kind of wish they'd have kept that young man on the field running that ball a little bit more. Went ahead and just let him be the bell cow to see, what he could do. I get you don't want to get him injured because you got, conference play coming up. I understand all of that. But I was just hoping that young man was going to run that ball maybe about 4 or 5 more times in the game just to see how things was going to break out for Jackson State to keep that offense running a little bit more fluidly than it was. There's a lot of things that were sticking as far as with ULM, just sitting in the lanes that you want to run, or that, the defense, the offensive plays at the time that was being run, the defense was just on them. I mean, everything was covered. There wasn't nothing really that they can do. But got to get, like I stated before, give Jackson State their credit. They got out there, they fought. But one thing I want everybody to understand, the last word is finish. You got to get out there and finish games, because you get down in the game. Don't start getting to the point where, everybody got that look on their face. There was a couple of guys out there that had that look. And I'm like, listen, we finding out real quick. I think the cream going to rise to the top real early in this season to find out who's going to be in position to do what. And the bottom line is, special teams, you cannot allow folks to come up the middle and block punts. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. Everybody got to understand their daggone assignment and make sure they get their assignment finished, get their assignment taken care of, so that the team can do what they need to do to move forward. But all in all, guys, we had a great weekend of watching football. Great HBCU weekend of football. I cannot deny that. Like I stated before, the State Fair Classic with Texas Southern coming out there and just blistering. Dago PV. Yeah, I said Blister. They beat y'all 23-9. I know that's not like a 40 bag on somebody, but I'm just saying they gave y'all that work where everybody kept saying, "Oh, we gonna go out here and just put it to them." Chris Dishman fooled us all. But I like I stated before, even Morgan State had a daggone good game against Hampton. They beat them by 2.3, or like 30-28. So salute to them as well. The coaches up there got things shaking and baking for them guys to get out there and do what they need to do. North Carolina Central, salute to Coach Trey Oliver and the coaching staff over there for beating Alabama State in the Orange Blossom Classic. Like I stated before, that game was a little too close for comfort. They need to finish. They need to finish and make sure they take care of business like they're supposed to. Coach, hope you guys enjoyed this recap segment. But until next time, be the one and lead.